Hi all, welcome back to Angular 22 tutorial. So this is the advanced series. Basic has been completed, project also has been completed. Now we are moving towards the advanced one. Now, so in last three episodes, we have completed everything related to login. Login with hardcore, login with API, JWT interceptor, how do we send the token, and all that thing I have completed. Now we are going to see view child. Okay, what is view child? What it means, right? Everything we are going to cover. Now, before moving ahead, if you are new to my channel, please do subscribe. In video description, you will be finding a link of my WhatsApp group. You can reach out to that just to connect with me, right? Let's start. Now, view child. So if you know JavaScript, so you know DOM access. How do you use to DOM manipulation? Document.get element by ID, get element by class name, query children, all, right? So DOM manipulation we used to do. So if you have a need that you want to do the DOM manipulation, but in Angular, so we have a view child. So as Angular team suggests, don't use DOM API directly, use view child to do that. Okay. Let me show you now. So which component we will use? Lifecycle component I will use. So in lifecycle component, what I will do, I will create some HTML. Row call 3. Here I will have a simple text box. Placeholder. Let's say so sorry, I was on mute and I was speaking. So you can see what I have done. I have created a simple HTML. We have a text box and a button. Now what I need to do on click of read button, I just need to read the text box value. Whatever user has entered that I need to read. So if you don't know view child, what you will do, you will create a variable, import forms module, and you will bind it with the ng model. That's how you will get the text box value. But to do that, you have to import the forms module. You have to create a variable. You have to bind it. And again, you are going to need the function also, on click event also. So instead of doing that, what if the DOM access, the particular element access you can get, and then you can read the text box value. How we used to do it in JavaScript, document.get element by ID dot value. Let me show you quickly. So let's say here I will give an ID, txt, name. So in JavaScript, how we used to do console document dot get element by ID. Since we have given ID, txt name. With this, you will get the access of the element. See, whole element you got. Then you can read the value, dot value. So currently it's empty. Let's say if I write Angular, and again, if I run this piece of code, see, you got the text box value. So how you do the same thing in Angular? So for that, you have to use view child, not the document one. Okay, we should not use the DOM APIs directly. So to do that, what you need to do first, there we used to provide ID. Here you have to provide a template reference variable, hash, then let's say TM, something meaningful, name, template reference variable. Okay. Then in your .ts, you have to create a view child. Let's open it side by side. So you have a text box. There you have created a template. Now over here, @view child. View child is a decorator, specifically property decorator. And here you have to specify the name of template reference variable, TMP name. So whatever the name you give over here, that will go over here. Let's say text reference. What you are going to store inside this view child? Text reference, text box reference, colon. The data type will be element ref, reference of the element. So element ref is the data type. So we cannot initialize it. So let's add it not null sign. So you create a text box or any element whichever you want to refer. So you provide a template reference variable like this. Then you add it over here. Now let's say on the button click read text value, a simple function. Let's create this function. So after constructor, I'm creating it. Now here, whenever you read the view child, you should always add a null check if the element is present or not. So if this dot, your view child name is text reference. If text reference is there, then constant value is equal to this dot text reference dot native element. So, document dot get element by ID. What you used to do with that? What you used to get with that? Same thing you will get it over here. Dot value. And I will simply show it into the alert box. Value. Let's add a debugger since I wanted to show you how does it look. See now. I have added Java over here. On click of read. Oh, directly we get, let me see, debugger might be disabled. Let's say .NET. On click of read. See, currently this view child is not undefined because that element is present. Then it will go inside native element. You got, see that text box is highlighting because we got the DOM element. Then dot value, whatever you have entered. So that's how you get it. You are putting into the null box. So what you used to do with your JavaScript that you can do over here by using view child. Let's see another scenario. Dot row dot call, let's say 4. And here I have a p3. And here dot call 3. Here I'm creating 2 buttons. Another scenario. Whenever you're learning any topic, now try to see all the possible variation, what you can do. Then you will understand that topic very properly. Let's say now I want to add a dynamic CSS. Let's say add red. And here I'm saying add blue. So here we have a div. Okay. On this div, I want to add a dynamic class color. Means in Bootstrap, we have, BG danger for red, BG primary for blue. So on this div, I want to add a dynamic class. So if you want to add a dynamic class, again, ng class should be there. So let's import that ng class. Now I need a variable. That variable, I will pass it over here. Not variable now. Directly, we don't need to pass. Okay, I saw, sorry. Instead of class now, we will do with CSS. So dynamic CSS, I need to add style background color. So here I'm saying add BG color. Same function, I will call it both the time. And here I'm passing the color, red, blue. Let's create this function. So on click of respective button, I'm passing the color that I need to catch it over here. Fine. So we have this div. On click of the respective button, I need to add dynamic CSS. So one way is using ng style also, correct? But again, you need to import ng style, then do all that. You create a variable, then you add the color, right? But let's say I want to use view child. So this is an element where I need to add a dynamic color. So what I can do, I will create template reference variable, div1 template. Okay. Now I will create another view child. For every view child, for every element you want to access, you have to create a different view child. View child. And here you have to provide this template reference. Div1 element, not element ref, the data type. Fine. Now here, again, your if condition, whenever you try to read the data, right? Always add an if condition. This dot native element dot style. There also we used to do the same thing. Background hyphen color. Not sure it will. Background color, I think like this. Let's try. And here, whatever the parameter you get. So this parameter, you will pass it over here. Let's check it. Now does it work or not? So on click of add red, yeah, working. See, you are adding a dynamic style, but by using view child. See, red, blue, getting it? So no need to import your ng style, no need to create a variable, then pass it over there in ng style. All right. Now again, This doesn't mean that every time you go with view child. I'm showing you the use cases of it. Okay. So with ng, with your view child, you can get the reference of any DOM element from your template and you can do some operation with that. Clear? This is view child we have created for a DOM element. Now in lifecycle component, I'm going to render my another component, let's say alert component. We have created a reusable component. Where it is? Oh, sorry. Here we are yet to see the reusable component, right? So for now, what I will do in this call 6, I will render signal pipe example component. So have pipe example component. I will render. Import has been automatically added over here. See. So now in my lifecycle component, I have rendered. I'm trying to render my pipe example component. So see over here, we got pipe component coming over here. This is the code from your pipe component. Now, just like we are creating a view child of HTML element, just like that, this is also HTML element. So you can create a view child of this, means you can get an access of this component also. Okay. So for that, you don't have to give any template reference over here. How you do it at the rate view child. Now here, instead of passing template reference variable, you directly provide the class name pipe example. This is the component class pipe component instance. You get instance of that component. Now data type will be pipe instance, pipe example, the component name. Okay. So this is how you create a instance of it. Okay. So now let's say about this call 6, let's add call 6. And I wanted to show you what you get it over there. Button plus let's say pipe data. Okay. Now on click of this button, we will simply call a function click read pipe component. Okay. Let's create this function. Here also again, same check. So if whenever keep an habit, whenever you are trying to read your view child, always add a null check. So this dot pipe component instance, our view child. Now here you can see constant data is equal to this dot pipe instance component dot. You can see all the variables. These are the variables coming from your pipe. Let me show you pipe component, pipe example component. See, these are the variables we have: student name, address, student object, card number, current date. Now see in lifecycle component, see all these variables I'm able to access. So using view child from your parent component, you are able to access the data of the child component you are rendering inside that. Let's see it if it works or not. Save, save. Now on click of add, let's enable the debugger. So pipe instance, this is not undefined. So here you can see we got the data. Let me show you. See, you got everything. So this is the child component data you are able to access from the parent component. So by creating a view child of component, you are able to access all the data. Okay. So these are the two types of view child. One view child for HTML element, normal div, button, text box, whatever. One view child for the component instance. Okay. Now there is a catch. Now here I'm removing this template reference variable. And this template reference variable, I'm passing it over here. So what should happen? So on click of this, let's say I write Java. So here you can see this is undefined. Now your text reference input is, view child is undefined because whatever the ID you passed over here, this doesn't exist in your template. So obviously it will be undefined. So whatever you provide it over here, that should be present. Then only you will be able to get the access of that element. Otherwise, your view child will be undefined. That's why we add this if condition. Same thing goes to your component selector also. If I remove this and if you create this, your component instance will be undefined. See, if I click on this button, wait, it's not saved, I think. Save. My component is not rendered right now. If I click on this button, see, this is undefined because in your HTML, you didn't render the component. If you have not rendered the component, you cannot create an instance of that component as a view child. Got it? So either it is a normal element or a component instance. That element should be present in your DOM. Fine. So this is everything what you should know about view child. Okay. So for interview purpose, they will ask you one more question in with respect to the lifecycle event, ng after view init. So ng after view init, you can explain with the view child. So let's say this text box you need to access on the page load. So let's say in ng on init, I will try to access the page. So now this particular component, or I want to set the value of that text box. So this line, I'm trying to put it over here. Let's add a if statement. This dot text reference. Okay. And here I'm trying to set the value. Let's say React JS. So on the page load, I'm trying to access the view child and I'm trying to set the value React.js to this text box. Let's see if it happens or not. I'm disabling the debugger. Nothing happens. See, text box value is not getting changed. But instead of doing it ng after unit, let's try to do that in ng after view unit. So this code, I will move it in ng after view unit. Save. Now see, React just got set because lifecycle event, once your view has been initialized in ng on it, when ng on it get triggered, your view has been not initialized. View has been not rendered yet. But this is the function call which will get you execute. Once your view has been successfully initialized, then you will be able to access it. So in case of lifecycle event, whenever you are explaining lifecycle event, you can mention this also. Okay, what is the use of ng after unit? To access the view child onto the page load. And if you are even explaining view child also, mention, let's say on the page load, you have to access view child. So how do you do that? In the ng after unit, not on the page load. Make sense? These are the interview question you should prepare. Fine. So again, if you are new, please do subscribe. In video description, we'll be finding a link of my WhatsApp group. You can join that. That's it with this video. Thank you.